These environments right here, they didn't take us a week to build, or even a month. They took almost 2 years of iteration, art, modeling, and trial and error over and over. But after all that work, we actually made a world that players can get lost in. I want to go behind the scenes today and show what we learned and the mistakes that we made while building the environments for our game Tales Edge, from day one back in 2024 to now. Let's do this. This story starts back in early 2024. It's so easy to get caught up in the fear of starting, so I turned to Midjourney first to help get some paint on the wall. Like a lot of early indie devs, I thought AI might be a shortcut, and in some ways it was. It gave me a way to prototype fast so I could throw out hundreds of ideas and see what stuck. But this is the huge problem with AI imagery. It iterates, it doesn't invent, which means your designs will never feel truly new. And that blocks us from creating fresh and innovative environments. So our developer at the time ended up tossing all that out just to make some basic forest environments that we could show our character running around in. What I didn't realize is that basically all of that would need to be thrown away because of one of the biggest core challenges in building games. When you make a game, you make it pretty last, not first. Environments can't exist alone. They need to be playable. And that's exactly why we had to ditch the art and block our sets in 3D so early. Because really, you have to start with levels, not art. If they're not fun to run around in as a gray box, then they won't be fun when there's textures and lighting. So were we proud of what we made at the time? Well, not really. But the goal here wasn't beauty, it was functionality. Creating a world where we can test movement, explore shapes, and mimic early concept art. And all that led us to our first public art benchmark. In the calm before the storm that made us scrap everything again. Little by little, the environments finally started coming together. We had our models textured, assets built, and it began to feel like a real game. I was super excited. This set was our proof of concept. A rough town square where you can gather quests and meet NPCs and prepare yourself before traveling into the woods. I loved it, but here's where the problem started forming. We'd been so fixated on the environment that we forgot to consider its context within the game. This was our fatal flaw. Tales Edge isn't always a bright and welcoming world. A lot of the game is dark and gritty and unforgiving, and you need to be constantly ready to fight for your life. So if our environment doesn't reflect that, then it's working against us. Plus, the team we had at the time and the vision we had didn't allow us to really make something spectacular. So we knew that the bar had to be raised. That's when we took a huge step back and decided to bring on all new artists to redefine the vision. It was one of the biggest risks we took since beginning this project, but I think the payoff made it all worth it. Meet Andy Walsh. He's a painter and environment artist who we brought on to overhaul the entire visual language of our game. From his first day, Andy started designing environments that felt completely fresh and perfectly in line with the game that I envisioned.
Hi, my name's Andy Walsh and I'm the art director on the Tales Edge project. When I first came on board the project, I noticed that the artwork and the environments were a little bit on the generic side. And I live in Wales, and when I came on board, it was the start of the summer, so I was doing a little bit of exploring, and I happened to go to a few places in Wales which I got inspiration from. So they heavily inspired by real places, which I also wanted to do with the project, was to ground it in realism. So I also went on vacation at a town called Ludlow in England, and that very much inspired the architectural direction that we went in, which again was to be very grounded in realism, which I think is going to be the unique signature that I bring to the project. Really, is just to stop it from being pure fantasy and just keep it in the realms of grounded realism.
His work was a breakthrough for us and our game. We felt kind of unstoppable, and we started building new sets and environments, but something still wasn't right. And that's when we realized overhauling the environments didn't just stem from the art. It meant expanding more of our team. We needed more people to pull it all together. Okay, here's where things really took off. We brought on Petar, a great environment artist who, with the help of our tech artist, was able to turn Andy's vision into something truly remarkable. The team started building modular water and wind systems, handcrafting textures and torn cloth, and creating environments that felt like you were actually walking into a painting. So after so many iterations, this was the key. It was never about just fixing the art. It was about upping every standard. every benchmark, never settling for mediocrity, and always knowing that we could do better. Like, sure, the last town center worked fine, and at the time, I thought it was incredible, but being fine isn't enough in gaming. You gotta give it everything you have. You have to be spectacular. Which takes us to the present. This is it, our current in-engine build for the Tales Edge visual world. It's not the first time that we've shared an environment benchmark, but it is something I personally have watched on loop over and over for so long, and I still love it. This feels like our game. It's real in all the best ways, and also looks completely new. So now, we're taking this level of quality to the entire world. Will we make more mistakes before this game launches? Absolutely. But with every mistake and every hour of work we've lost or have to redo, we learn and improve. And as long as we never make the same mistake twice, we'll continue to grow. So now, what about you? Would you want to explore a game world like this? Does it pass muster against the giants of AAA? Clearly, we're trying to punch way above our weight with this one and make it run on 20 series NVIDIA cards, maybe even 10 series. So as usual, we'll playtest, listen, and not design by committee. The answers haven't been decided yet, so let us know what you think in the comments. And until then, join our discussion on Discord or check us out on Steam. Cheers, and I'll see you guys in the next one.